All right. Welcome to United Matters channel. After losing to Wolverhampton Wanderers, Bournemouth, those are 2 consecutive losses in the Premier League, plus that of Spurs. Those are 3 consecutive losses in a row. Man United is back into action at Old Trafford. And for your information, at Old Trafford, we've already gone ahead to lose 2 games consecutively in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest 3-1, and then we lost to Bournemouth 3-0. That shows you how bad it's really getting at the club of Manchester United. And it's not business as usual at Manchester United. Pressure is mounting and mounting and mounting and mounting every other day that passes by on the people at Manchester United. I feel sorry for Ruben Amorim, and this is a game that comes in through in a very, very tricky situation, because if you haven't gone ahead to win against Bournemouth, and if you haven't gone ahead to win against Bournemouth, 1, then 2 is Nottingham Forest, teams that are not as strong as Newcastle, and they don't have quality like that of Newcastle. Then what other reason do you give me to worry for than this? If you are heading to the match of a team like Newcastle. Newcastle has been a team that has gone ahead to obviously play well in the previous games that they've gone ahead to play, and their talisman, that is Alexandra Isak, is scoring for fun. He's scoring for fun. And they beat Aston Villa in their previous game by 3-0. They beat Ipswich by 4-0. They beat Brentford by 3-1. They beat Leicester City by 4-0. And that is it. They last lost to Brentford by 4-2. And it shows you that they're really putting in a very huge performance. In the last 4 games they've gone ahead to play in all competitions, Newcastle has gone ahead to win all of them. And I tell you what, the worrying bit of it all is that they've gone ahead to score 14 goals, meaning that they're averaging 3 goals per game, and they're coming to Old Trafford when you're really into that mess. For Man United, in the previous 4 games they've gone ahead to play, obviously there is that of Wolverhampton Wanderers, there is that of Bournemouth, there is that of Man City, there is that of Tottenham Hotspur. And to let you know the number of goals we've conceded, at Old Trafford 3, at Spurs we conceded 4, those are 7. Wolves we conceded 2, those are 9. At City we conceded 1, 10, meaning that in the previous 4 games we've gone ahead to play, for us, we are conceding 2.5. We are averaging 2.5 goals conceded per game. That is not good. That is not good. And I tell you, it's not something that you'd obviously want, obviously come and really see your team go through. Not so. I think you'd love to see to it that you're really having a run in like Newcastle is really having. You get? And when you look at Newcastle, they are 7th. 29 points, and they are 7 points ahead of Manchester United. So it shows you that it's not business as usual at the club of Manchester United, and things are not really going on well. And for my manager, I really feel for him. And when you look at Manchester United, we go into this game of football when we are not having Bruno Fernandes. For me, I think it's a positive. He got a red card and is out for this fixture. Then even Manuel Ugarte is out, one of those players that have been really very, very strong into that midfield of Manchester United, meaning that those 2 are really out. And Mason Mount, Victor Lindelof and Luke Shaw are really out. And they are not anywhere close to coming back into action. The player that you anticipate to obviously take part in this game of football is none other than Matthias de Ligt, who obviously came up and obviously played a very big role into the games that we've been playing. And you've gone ahead to see to it that all the games that Matthias de Ligt has been out for, you understand that we've gone ahead to concede very many goals, and that defense has been exposed to the fullest. Then Marcus Rashford, it remains a question whether the manager will obviously include him into the match squad tomorrow? That is the huge question that you're really having right now. When we go to Newcastle, and they tell us that as for Newcastle, Callum Wilson, Jamal Leicht, Nick Pope, Emil Kraft are all unavailable. Steve Bootman is not ready for first team appearance, but the centre-back has made excellent progress in his recovery. Livramento missed the win over Aston Villa due to illness, and Kylian Trippier is also one of those that obviously show up. So, Steve Bootman, Callum Wilson, Leicht, Nick Pope, and Emil Kraft are really out of this encounter. And Alexandra Isak has scored 12 times in 19 appearances this season, and Sweden International will once again lead the line, and I've told you, the guy has 12 goals, 12 goals. That is Alexandra Isak into this season at the side of, he has 11 goals in the Premier League and 4 assists, meaning that he has also gone ahead to net 1 into the Carabao Cup to make it 11. And last season, he scored 21 goals and looks like he's going to surpass this number, because in just 18 games, he has gone ahead to score 11. And I can tell you, tomorrow he's one of those players that I can bet my money on to put the ball, the back of the net, past that team of Manchester United, because of his quality and what he really brings on the table. That is Alexandra Isak for you. Now, let's get into this game of football and see the probable starting 11 for the club of Manchester United and what the plan might be for the manager. Who is really going to be coming in for? One, Bruno Fernandes, right? You get. Then Manuel Ugarte, who is going to be coming into that midfield positions tomorrow. System 3-4-2-1, that is it. And the manager said he'll really stick to his system until the end. Whether he gets sacked or not, he won't really change. He won't change anything. That is it. So, in goal, obviously, Andre Onana will obviously make his 19th appearance in the Premier League for the club of Manchester United this season. Then, and I think we'll be fighting hard, obviously, keep a clean sheet, because I don't remember the last time he kept a clean sheet, I think we are playing against Everton, right? But most of the games that we've played, he hasn't gone ahead, obviously, keep a clean sheet as a player. I'm talking about the Premier League. 3-man central defense. I obviously bring in Lenny Yoro to obviously come and do the needful for the club of Manchester United. That is it. On the right side of the 3-man central defense, I bring in Lenny Yoro. Then on the left of the 3-man central defense, I maintain Lisandro Martinez there. I've gone ahead to see people having lots of concerns on his performances, but I tell you, he's one of the best centre-backs. And ask yourself, why is it that when he's playing with Matthias de Ligt with him, he's really looking good? And this is where I obviously think that the manager will obviously make that big call to play Matthias de Ligt into that 3-man central defense, because every time he has played in the 3-man central defense, he has given us lots and lots of backups that have resulted into the club of Manchester United not conceding very many goals and sometimes keeping clean sheets. So that is my back three into that system of 3-4-2-1. Now, Mazraoui, right wing back, that is it, because he's looking really great into that. Though in the previous 2 games, he hasn't been that Mazraoui that we've always wanted to know ever since he made his debut in the game of Fulham at Old Trafford. Then left wing back, obviously Diego Dallo. Diego Dallo is going to be played as a left wing back for the club of Manchester United. And the double pivot, this is where things are really going to change a little bit. I think Casemiro will obviously come in through for a player called Ugarte, and then I think Kobe Mainoo will maintain his place into that team to play in the double pivot as a take on Newcastle. And you know how Newcastle is strong in the midfield. Joe Wellington, Bruno Guimaraes, you understand? Sandro Tonali, very good players that are really going to put us to very many questions. And I tell you, very many questions are really going to be asked, and that's what this guy is really going to be bringing onto the table if you really want to know. So, that is the midfield 2 and the wing backs. And then we go to the 2 number 10s. On the right side of the half space, I think the number 10 to play there is all about Amadi Diallo, who hasn't been looking good in the recent past, but all we know is he's really a very brilliant player in this system, and he has gone ahead to put in a very huge goal for this club. And I anticipate that Christian Eriksen, I think he deserves a start, though I believe in my heart it's going to be Alejandro Garnacho to be played in that position. That is it. And leading the line, Rasmus Hojlund. That is it. I know he'll obviously come up and lead the line for the club of Manchester United into this encounter as we take on the side of Newcastle. So that's my probable starting 11 for the club of Manchester United as we take on Newcastle. And for Newcastle, formerly on loan at Manchester United, that is Matt Debrevka, obviously is expected to obviously be into the stitches for the club of Newcastle, obviously. Then Livramento, right back, Hall, left back, Fabian Schär and Ban in the central defense, Gumares, Tonali and Joelinton midfield 3, and then Murphy, Ishak and Anton Gordon will be leading the front 3 for the club of Newcastle. And that's how I believe Newcastle is obviously going to come up and obviously attack Manchester United with a midfield that looks stronger than us. And guys, I'm really continuing to get frustrated that we might go and really lose another game, and that won't be good for the manager. So the players need to obviously live up to the expectation, but this is Old Trafford. We can obviously do the needful. And before I give you my prediction, let me take you through what the match stats will read. 1. Man United have lost just one of their last 39 home league games against Newcastle. 28 wins, 10 draws, coming down December 2013 under David Moyes. So we last lost to Newcastle at Old Trafford in December. So can we really keep winning against Newcastle? It's one of those teams that we've beaten at Old Trafford most of the times we've faced them. Secondly, Newcastle have won 2 of their last 3 Premier League games against Manchester United, and as many as they had in their previous 16, and that has happened when you're playing away from home. Then 3, Man United lost their last game of 2023. That is last year, 2-1 against Nottingham Forest. They've not lost their final game in consecutive calendar years since 1985 versus Everton and 1986 versus Norwich. So we rarely lose our games that really close down in a year. But remember, we came into Boxing Day when we were the team that was going to score very many goals, and we lost to Wolverhampton Wanderers and we never scored any goal. You understand? So things are really not working out well for the club of Manchester United. Thirdly, fourthly, Man United haven't won their final game in any of their last calendar years since beating Nottingham Forest 3-1 in the Championship in 2016. Their last Premier League victory was in 2014 against Everton. And lastly, no team has lost more Premier League games since the start of December than Manchester United. 4, they have lost more league games in a single calendar month in September. There were 5 in 1962. Guys, it's really worrying for the club of Manchester United, and this is why I call in for your reactions into the comment section below about what your predictions are. And for me, my prediction for this game of football, you know it very well. I think the best we can get out of this game is a draw. That is it. For me, I think the best we can get from this game is a draw. That's what I really believe that we can get. If we get a win, I'll be really shocked and surprised, and I'll come and tell you that I'm shocked. But I don't see a win for Manchester United tomorrow at Old Trafford. All I see is a draw, and if there is a win, I see it going to the side of Newcastle because they're in a better shape, they run better than us, they have quality on the pitch, and losing to teams that are really having this quality on the pitch has really threatened me into this game of football. So I call upon for your reactions in the comment section below about this beautiful game of football that's going to be played at Old Trafford. Will United get back? Will Ruben Amorim try to obviously tick a little bit around with his tactics? All that and more into the comment section below. Bye-bye.